Good evening, folks. It's Friday, April the 14th. I wasn't going to do another video this week as I'm making preparations for tomorrow morning, Saturday, when I will be doing a live stream on YouTube and Rumble called Front Porch Brunch. It's going to be a 2-hour live stream. We're going to be going over some news from the previous week, having a discussion about things. You'll get my take, I'll get your take. So if you haven't heard about it, stop by Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern to 12:30 p.m. Eastern for Front Porch Brunch. But the reason that I'm coming to you now is that there's some updated news about a story we've been talking about over the past few days related to Dylan Mulvaney and the Bud Light advertising campaign that has had so much controversy on it. And for those of you who have been out, proverbially speaking, for the scalp of the executives at Anheuser Busch over this whole thing, it looks like you may have gotten what you want. Hang on, we're going to get into all that in just a second. My name is Brian Trippett. I am your front porch conservative. Step on up to my electronic front porch and let's talk. Now, as I said, I wasn't going to do another video this week as I'm getting ready for the live stream tomorrow morning. Plus, where this particular subject is concerned, I thought that for the week anyway, everything had more or less played out, i.e., there'd be no new information that would break. Well, that's not the case, and that's why I'm coming to you tonight with this video. It turns out that after almost 2 full weeks of complete radio silence on the part of executives at Anheuser Busch, they have finally issued a statement about this marketing agreement that they've entered into with Dylan Mulvaney, TikTok influencer and trans activist. This has been reported on many different news sites, but I'm going to take you to the one that I found it on first. This is from the pages of the WashingtonTimes.com. Headline: Bud Light halts promotion with Dylan Mulvaney, transgender influencer after share values plummet. Parent corporation shares lost $6.6 billion in value in a single week. We read into the article, after a week-long $6.6 billion loss in share value, executives at AB InBev, the parent company of Anheuser-Busch's Bud Light brand, have decided to shelve its partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, a transgender influencer whose appearance on a can triggered a nationwide backlash. Brendan Whitworth, Anheuser-Busch CEO, issued a statement that effectively repudiated the Mulvaney deal, although it did not reference the personality by name. Quote, I am responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud of the beer we brew, Mr. Whitworth wrote. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over beer. Now, I'm going to show you the complete statement. And again, this is from the desk of Brendan Whitworth, CEO at Anheuser Busch. As the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I am responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud of the beer we brew. We're honored to be part of the fabric of this country. Anheuser Busch employs more than 18,000 people, and our independent distributors employ an additional 47,000 valued colleagues. We have thousands of partners, millions of fans, and a proud history supporting our communities, military, first responders, sports fans, and hardworking Americans everywhere. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. My time serving this country taught me the importance of accountability and the values upon which America was founded: freedom, hard work, and respect for one another. As CEO of Anheuser Busch, I am focused on building and protecting our remarkable history and heritage. I care deeply about this country, this company, our brands, and our partners. I spend much of my time traveling across America, listening to and learning from our customers, distributors, and others. Moving forward, I will continue to work tirelessly to bring great beers to consumers across the nation. Brendan Whitworth. Now, there's a lot to break down in this statement, And I do want to add one point. He references my time serving this country. Whitworth is a former United States Marine before he became CEO of Anheuser Busch. Just a side note to mention. Now, they have spent 2 weeks saying absolutely nothing about this. I think that Anheuser Busch was trying to ride out the storm. I think, however, it had sort of reached the point between viral videos on Twitter, Instagram, other places, between distributors saying our sales are falling off, bars saying our sales are falling off, and the fact that this controversy wasn't going away, they had to do something. They knew they had to issue some kind of a statement. Now, to the statement itself. Some people are going to say it's an apology. Well, it doesn't really come out blatantly and say, we're sorry, we know we were wrong. On the other hand, though, do you really expect them to do that? The fact that they're willing to issue this kind of a statement really says how far they've been hurt by this. They know they've bled financial blood all over the floor because of this decision. Which gets to something else. I want to show you an article that emerged yesterday from the Daily Wire, and it might begin to explain why Whitworth was willing to put this statement out. Take a look at this. New details emerge over, quote, mistake that led Bud Light's paid marketing engagement with trans influencer. New details have emerged over what allegedly happened inside Anheuser Busch earlier this spring that led to a highly controversial transgender influencer landing a paid marketing agreement with one of the company's top brands, Bud Light, and how the company has responded to the backlash. Quote, no one at the senior level of the company was aware of Bud Light's polarizing partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, sources close to the situation claim. The company is also allegedly pausing its marketing efforts and scrambling to implement a more, quote, robust process for evaluating future influencer partnerships. The claims come despite the company's vice president of marketing recently touting her mandate to make the brand more inclusive, and after the company issued a statement confirming the partnership and describing it as an attempt to, quote, authentically connect with audiences across various demographics and passion points. Now, I want to back up a second and say some things about this. This is the article from Daily Wire. I have a very, very hard time believing that the folks at Anheuser Busch, particularly at the senior executive levels, did not know about this marketing agreement. Now, they may not have known everything about Dylan Mulvaney. I'll give them that much. But as far as not knowing that this marketing agreement was in place, no way. Not with the millions of dollars that's involved in an advertising campaign. Not with everything that goes into it. There's no way that the vice president for marketing for Bud Light did this by herself, or maybe some lower level person below her that just thought, well, this is a real good idea, let's do it. No, not with this kind of money on the table. They most certainly could not have not known about this. So I think that explains in part why it is that they're issuing the statement. They knew they had to do something. They knew they were bleeding financially. They knew they had to come out and say something. So, there's also another point to consider. When the article from the Daily Wire, and I want to reference this point again because this is very important, makes the statement, the company is also allegedly pausing its marketing efforts and scrambling to implement a more robust process for evaluating future influencer partnerships. That part about pausing its marketing efforts, I think, goes beyond the question of Dylan Mulvaney's, marketing agreement with Bud Light. You got to stop and consider something, and I give Jeremy from the Quartering credit on this because he brought up a really good point earlier this afternoon before this news broke, and that is Anheuser Busch was more or less frozen. They couldn't go talk about anything else without this being the first thing that comes up on people's minds and the first thing that they get in response to it. Didn't matter what brand of beer Anheuser Busch was trying to promote. This was going to be topic of conversation number one. So they had to do something about this. And finally, they have. Now, What does it mean going forward? Well, as far as ending this controversy, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I do think it's going to have an effect on behalf of Anheuser Busch, and we'll see. So this is the news. I wanted to bring it to you just as soon as I had it. The statement's been issued. We'll see how it all plays out. Anyway, I'm your Front Porch Conservative. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. on YouTube and Rumble. See you there.